Hi everyone, Melissa here. I have a guest joining for this video. Hi Amanda.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Today we are going to cover a subscriber question that came in. And before I get into it, just want to let you know that I have a sale going on right now, 20% off all my courses and coaching through the end of 2024. So if you're interested in coaching or courses, the link will be in the description of that video, of this video. Okay. Let's get into the subscriber question. Okay, so this person emailed, firstly, I would like to thank the whole CYF team and all the coaches for posting amazing videos. All of them are really informative and helpful. I have one question for Amanda. I've been following CYF from the past 4 years, and I've watched mostly all old videos of Amanda and what to do. Oh, and do watch her latest videos whenever she posts. All the videos are great and very informative, so thanks again. My question is it important to say intentions from a mindset that you already have received your manifestation, or we can simply say our intentions or affirmations mindlessly, just believing that my thoughts create? Since when we watch other coaches' videos, they are very clear that you should shift yourself internally to a person who already has the manifestation right now, and say your intentions from that mindset only. Like in a video I just watched a day ago, the coach mentioned her client has been saying intentions and doing all the manifestation work, but it did not manifest because the client did not shift internally to a person who has the desire right now. But when the client shifted, it manifested for him. But when we watch Amanda's videos, she never mentioned that you should have that mindset. It seems you are simply believing that my thoughts create and my repeated thoughts will manifest, which make you intend my SP is over his baggage and ready to be in a relationship with me, rather than I am already in a beautiful relationship with my SP. I hope you get the question and would be grateful if you can clear the doubt.
You know what? I would absolutely love to, and I'm going to dive right into that. Actually, one thing I just want to throw in there before I do that is actually Melissa's health and weight loss fitness affirmations have actually helped lots of clients lose weight and get into shape. And she's got tons of success stories on the community tab as well as their other social media. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I have seen one recently and I wanted to just bring that to everyone's attention. So let's dive into this. So as far as, shifting yourself internally into the person that already has your manifestation right now, as opposed to just doing intentions, they're the exact same things. Your intentions make you into what you want to be. Your mental diet shifts you into the state. It shifts you into the person that you want to be. So if we say, well, look, you're not being the person you want to be, that's okay. So this is what it looks like. Okay. I want to be in a relationship with Jerry. Okay. And I'm like, I intend Jerry wants to be with me. I intend Jerry wants to move in with me. I intend Jerry wants, a committed relationship. And then all of a sudden, Jerry doesn't text me back and I'm reacting and I'm freaking out and I'm going, oh my goodness, Jerry doesn't like me. Jerry hates me. Jerry's ignoring me. Jerry's ghosting me. I am not being the person that I want to be. I am not being the person that's going to be the one that's going to receive. Like, I'm not stepping into the role and the person of whom I need to be. You can't live in dual citizenship. You can't live in the land of rejection and the land of having. Okay. So we're all talking about the same thing. We're just saying it in different ways. Okay. So, if you want to, and I don't talk about saying, look, you need to be this person, because I don't say that, because I'm just telling you how to be that person. I skip the whole fact you need to be that. Maybe I should say in my videos, you need to be the person, but I don't say you need to be that person. I teach you how to do a mental diet, because the mental diet is everything. The mental diet will turn you and shift you into the person. It'll put you into the state that you need to be, right? And it's okay, if you have a reaction, but just know when you're having that reaction, you're not living in that state, okay? So like, for instance, today I was manifesting something, and I've been manifesting something that is near and dear to me for a while. And today I had a meltdown. And in that moment that I was having a meltdown, is it okay? Yeah, it's okay. But was it helping me to get to where I want to be? Absolutely not. I was living in not having land. I was living in land of, I don't have this and I'm not that person. And then all of a sudden, you know what? I shook that off and I went back on my mental diet and I said, no, I can be, do, and have anything I want. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have this. And I shifted back into that person that has it. So when you're being the person that has what you want, all of your thoughts and reactions are in line with that. Okay. And when you're not, you're reacting, you know, and so it's okay though. You can shift between the two. Like, you know, the last thing I want, and the last thing Melissa wants anyone to do is to react and think, oh, I screwed it up. I can't have it, because that's not true. It's fine. You had a moment where you reacted. Get back on the horse and get back into focus of what you want. It's okay to be human and have emotions, right? We're not saying that you can't, right?
Oh, absolutely. And first of all, I just want to say, what's up, Jerry? I'm really glad you made an appearance in this video. I've been missing your little face. So how's it going? Okay. Okay. So I totally agree with everything Amanda said. And I just wanted to say one thing about this question. So they talked a lot about just mindlessly believing that my thoughts create. So you can have the belief that your thoughts create, but then if you don't stick to a mental diet that aligns with your desire, then you're just allowing your unwanted thoughts to create in your physical reality experience, because you're saying all my thoughts create, but I can't have this because of this, and this, but this thing I don't like is true because of this, and this. Well, you're thinking that, so that's going to create in your reality because you created that assumption that your thoughts create. So the answer is always, what am I telling myself is true about anything? Because what you believe is true, what you think is true, is what manifests in your experience, which is why everybody's experience is different, because everybody's truth is different. And your experience is subjective. It's based on your perception. So if you're perceiving something is true and then you change your mind about that truth, guess what? Your reality is going to shift. So you can say, my thoughts create. And then you can also start affirming that something you want is true. And both of those things are being in a certain mindset. They're you being in a certain state of being. It's just a matter of what is the meaning of that state you're in. Does it equal what I want is true, or does it equal what I don't want is true?
Exactly. So, you know what, for whoever wrote this question, and I'm going to leave you anonymous, one thing I would like right now say to you to help you is, you know, when I was on this journey and things weren't making sense to me, is because everything seemed contradictory to me, because I was questioning everything rather than just saying, look, at all the information that comes to me helps me to get closer to my goal. My goal is to understand how I create. My goal is to see how I've created everything in my reality. My goal is for me to be limitless. And I intend that everything that comes into my reality empowers me to be that, to see that, to do that, rather than being on this other end where we're trying to poke holes in everything. I'll tell you right now, if you want to poke holes in everything, you will find holes. If you want everything to be in harmony and to help you to how you want to be and where you want to get to, all the information will get you there. You choose what comes into your reality and how you see it, right? That's the end of the story. So, you know, at the same time, you know, what it says right here is that, you know, the coaches say that you should clearly shift yourself internally to a person who already has the manifestation. Yeah, that's true. And then I say, I never mentioned you should have the mindset. Well, I do, because you say you are simply believing that your thoughts create, and repeat the thoughts will manifest. Yeah, I say repeat the thoughts that you want to manifest. So that's automatically going to get you into the mindset that you want. Automatically. I mean, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear to say only have thoughts, focus on what you want, but I swear I've done hundreds of videos on mental diet. Making sure you're clear on what you want and making sure your thoughts are in line with what you want. And I'm very sorry if I haven't put the two pieces together for you. But, you know, if you are focusing on what you want, okay, and having that good mental diet, you're automatically going to have thoughts that are going to get you into that mindset, get you into that state. And the reason why I do it that way is because I've had hundreds of questions of saying, how do I get into that mindset? How do I get into that state? So I'm actually an NLP practitioner. I'm a certified life coach. I'm also a hypnotherapist, you know, and people always ask me how. So I break my videos down into the how, and I'm sorry if I didn't give the clear picture. But at the end of the day, right, your thoughts is what creates in your reality. So focus your thoughts on what you want, and that'll get you into the state, the being. It'll shift you into the person you want to be internally, because all you are is your thoughts. All you have is your thoughts. Nothing else exists but the 4D, nothing.
Right. So if you are someone who is questioning or worrying or doubting, like, am I thinking about this the right way? Am I affirming this the right way? Am I writing my intentions or saying my intentions the right way? Well, you're the only judge of that. If you decide that your thoughts create, and you know that your truth is the only thing that matters in your reality, then if you're telling yourself that you're doing it wrong, or if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I think I'm messing this up, guess what? You're right. You're always right. You're always right. So change the truth you're telling yourself, even if you don't believe it at first. Everything I assume is perfect, because the intention behind it is the meaning that I'm giving it is all that matters. And I know what I mean when I think this, and I know what I mean when I say this. And I'm really good at assuming the best. I'm really good at sticking to my mental diet. I'm really good at catching myself when I have a thought that contradicts my wanted truth, that contradicts my desire, when I'm thinking something in opposition to my desire. Like, let's use SP for an example. Let's say you're trying to manifest contact from an SP, and you're affirming my thoughts create, and SP's gonna text me today, or SP's texting me right now, or SP always texts me. Doesn't matter which way you say it, it's the meaning you're giving it. You're implying that the truth is that SP texts you. So guess what? In every now moment, that's what's going to manifest if you stick to that story and stick to that truth. But if you start
and that's exactly, Melissa, and that's who you are in that moment.
Yes.
You are the person living in the end where you have communication from your SP. The minute you turn around and say, he's ghosting me,
not on my phone
you're
yet.
now living in rejection land. And now you're living on that end. So you know what? Here's the funny thing. You can go between having and not having within seconds constantly. You can do it 100 times a day. You can do it 1,000 times a day. I bet you some of you guys do it 100 times a day. I swear to God. You know, the ones that are showing up with hot and cold behavior, I'm sorry, you're back and forth in your head. You know, as quick as you're back and forth in your head. Here's a funny story. I was at a clothing store, and there was a coupon that I had, and I couldn't find it. I went up to the cash register and I said, oh, I think I got a coupon. And I was like, oh, I can't find it. She was like, if you can't find it, you can't use it. And I'm like, no, I'll find it. So I'm looking, and I thought to myself, I intend she finds it. She's like, oh, maybe I'll look for it. Hold on a second. And I said, okay, you know, I'm looking at the same time. And then I thought, oh, you know what? This is taking forever. Maybe she can't find it. And she's going to say no. And she was like, no, I can't find it. And I was like, oh, okay, no. I'm like, hold on, I'll find it. And I thought to myself, I intend she finds it. And she turned around, she goes, oh my God, I found it. And then she's like, oh, it's expired. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, no, the one I found wasn't expired. And I'm looking again at my phone, and I thought to myself, I intend she finds the right one. And then all of a sudden she turned around, oh, I found the right one. And then all of a sudden I got the discount. As quick as you're going, they're going. Like, and I'm sorry, you know what? A lot of times when stuff happens to us that hurts us, we don't want to admit it. Who wants to admit that they've hurt themselves? You know, I mean, and you know, they don't. But you know what? We've got to take responsibility. We don't have to be like, oh my God, I hurt myself, right? But we do need to take responsibility for what shows up and change it, right? So your state of being is your mindset. What are your thoughts? That's who you're being in that moment.
Right. And this applies to actions you're taking too. Pay attention to the actions you're taking in the 3D. If you're sitting there affirming, SP loves me, wants to be with me, we talk all the time, and you've got your mental diet on point for your SP and your relationship, but then in the next moment you're like, oh my gosh, I need to go on Facebook and see who they posted pictures with and make sure they're not like posting pictures with some other girl, or I need to check their Insta and see if they liked any girls' pictures. Does that action line up with the story you were just telling? Not even close, right? So when you're taking action, pay attention. Why am I doing this? Why do I think I need to do this? Is it because I think that something I don't like is possible or true? Then don't take that action from that intention, because you're going to get the unwanted result. You're going to see what you don't want to see because you're intending that that's out there.
Exactly. A good point of that would be the relationship talk. You're only having the relationship talk because you don't feel like they want to be with you. That is, you don't feel like they want to be with you. So you're like, we need to talk about our relationship. I mean, so if you sit down and you decide to talk to somebody because you don't feel like they want to be with you, what do you think their answer is going to be? It's going to be that they don't want to be with you, because that's the platform you're coming from, right? So, if you're seeing a bunch of contradictory stuff in this field, like in this realm, if you're seeing, a bunch of rejection, in your reality, it's time to stop and to just say, look at, what do I want to gain from watching, LOA videos and doing coaching? What do I want to gain from it? Well, I want to gain knowledge, and I want to gain the fact that it's helping me to get forward. And I want to see the unit. If you decide, it's a funny thing. So years ago, when I first started doing this, right, I heard so much different information that was contradictory. And I sat back and I asked myself, what do I want to see from this? And I'm like, I want to know how I create. And the minute I made the declaration about taking in all the information for my benefit, rather than taking on all the information that was confusing me, as I changed it, I changed who I was being by saying, I intend that everything I take in and consume in a day and the LOA community and all the videos was making me empowered and closer to my goal. All of a sudden, everything started clicking. So guess what? The things like everyone is you pushed out. It's the same thing as the Holy Ghost. It's the same thing about being in the vortex. It's the same thing. It's all the same thing across the board, right? It's the same thing. Like, you'll start to see the correlation and how everything is the same thing. And the basis is your thoughts create, at the end of the day, and your thoughts go back in time. And the only thing that's real is you and your consciousness. And, if you're going to want to find inconsistencies, you're going to find them. If you're going to want to look for contradictions because you're aware of that, you're going to find them. But if you say, look at, I intend all the information that I take in helps me to understand how this works and helps me to understand, how I'm going to get what I want, then all of a sudden that information, the same information is going to morph and it's going to help you. You choose what happens when you take in all that information.
Right. So going back to the basics, if you hold the assumption, or if you start now, my thoughts create, okay, then from there, the who are you being question can also be answered this way. Any way you can complete the sentence, I am, they are, it is, he is, she is. However you finish that sentence, that's the mindset you have about that person, place, thing, or yourself. That's who you are being. That's your state of being. That is the truth you are embodying of each one of those things, people, events, circumstances. So if you don't like something that's showing up, or if you're feeling like a victim, that's who you're being right now. You're identifying with that truth. How do you stop it? You change your mental diet. You change your story. You start telling yourself a different, better truth with the knowing that your thoughts create. So guess what? It's going to shift your experience in the 3D.
Exactly. This is why you're so popular, Melissa. You just nailed it right there. I'm still being quite mythical, but you just nailed it and put it into real time for all those logical people. Like, everyone's just all of a sudden at a woohoo. I'm just like, wow, okay. You're right. You're right.
And to the point. That's how I learned. So that's how I like to teach.
Jerry's like, yes, ma'am. Got it. No, that's you've just nailed it right there. I couldn't have said it better, and I've never said it as best as that. That's exactly right there. So, everybody's right. Just start intending you see it that way.
Yeah.
And add Melissa's recap, which I cannot compete with.
Yeah, just you how can you assume anything better about whatever it is you desire, and then just keep thinking that way. That's how you be the person who has it, and it's possible for them, and it's manifesting and it's showing up. Because remember, the other part of this is time is also part of this 3D illusion. So it's only ever now. You think in your now moment, you experience your reality in the present moment. So every present moment is an opportunity to have a thought that you prefer, that aligns with something you want, right?
Exactly. And mental diet is absolutely everything. Like, I can't stress that enough, you know. Neville's got a book, and I used to have it here, but you know, he has a book that talks about your mental diet. You know, your thoughts today are investing in tomorrow. So if you want to change today, start creating tomorrow. And one thing that, you know, you have to be is clear and persistent, and not, you can't let little thoughts in. You just can't do it. You know, you have to really be regimented and strong. And I do find that what I need to do is to take time away from everything and everyone in the busyness of life to actually do it. I will actually do a video on that soon, on how to do a mental diet like properly. So
yeah, and if you do have an instance where you let a unwanted thought in, and maybe you have a meltdown, or maybe you spiral, or maybe you get triggered, it's okay. Just don't stay there. Let yourself acknowledge it, allow it to pass, cry if you need to cry, whatever, and then get right back on your new story. Get back on your mental diet.
But you know, it's true. But as you stay on your mental diet, you'll find that those will die off as you're not accepting that old story as much. So, you know, I think both of us might do a video on it. I know I will for sure, because I've had something that I manifested recently that was quite huge that I do want to do a story on. So I thought that would be really neat. So, but thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Amanda. This question was great, and I intend that this video cleared it up for the person who wrote it and for everyone that watched it.
Yes, and I thank them for writing it in and being a longtime subscriber. I do recognize your name, and you were absolutely amazing. And I intend that this video has helped you. This whole video has come from love, from our heart, to help you. So I do hope that, you know, this has helped to clear something up, right? So.
All right, everyone. I think that's it for this one. I hope you have an amazing rest of your week, or start to your week. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.